There are things you've never said out loud. Not because you don't have the words, but because you know what would happen if you did. People don't really want honesty. They want comfort. They want a version of you that doesn't disturb them. So you learned to stay quiet. You learned to smile at the right moments, nod when expected, and hide the parts of your mind that don't fit. There's a version of you that nobody has ever met. Not your friends, not your family, not even the people who think they know you best. That version is quieter, but more honest. It notices everything. It sees the fake smiles, the forced conversations, the subtle competition hiding behind compliments. It hears what people don't say and understands what they mean. Sometimes you sit in silence and realize how different you are from everyone else. Not better, not worse, just different. And that thought is dangerous, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You start to notice patterns. How people say they care, but disappear when it's inconvenient. How they celebrate you, but only when you're not doing better than them. How they listen, but never really hear you. And slowly, something changes inside you. You stop explaining yourself. You stop expecting people to understand. You stop sharing your real thoughts, because deep down, you already know they won't get it. There are thoughts you've had that would shock people if they heard them, not because they're evil, but because they're real. Raw, unfiltered, the kind of thoughts that don't sound nice but feel true. Like realizing that some people are only in your life out of convenience, or that not everyone deserves your kindness, or that you've outgrown people who still see you as who you used to be. And then there are darker thoughts, the ones you don't even like admitting to yourself. Moments where you feel nothing, when you're supposed to feel something. Moments where you question everything, your choices, your relationships, your direction. Moments where you realize how alone your mind actually is. Because no matter how many people are around you, no one is inside your head. No one hears the constant noise, the overthinking, the analyzing, the quiet conversations you have with yourself. You replay situations. You imagine different outcomes. You think about what you should have said, what you could have done differently. And sometimes you realize the truth too late. That's the part nobody talks about. The fact that awareness is a double-edged sword. The more you understand people, the harder it becomes to connect with them. The more you see, the less you can pretend. So you adapt. You become more selective, more quiet, more controlled. You say less, but think more. You trust less, but observe more. From the outside, it looks like you're calm, composed, unbothered. But inside, there's a constant process happening, a constant evaluation of everything around you. Who's real? Who's pretending? Who's staying? Who's temporary? And maybe the hardest truth of all is realizing that you've been pretending too. Pretending to be okay, pretending to care about things you don't, pretending to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. But you can only pretend for so long. At some point, the silence gets louder, the thoughts get clearer, and the truth becomes impossible to ignore. You don't hate people, you just see them. And once you see people clearly, you can't go back to who you were before. That's the cost of awareness. And maybe that's why some thoughts are never meant to be said out loud. Not because they're wrong, but because once spoken, they change everything.